game is being brought to you in part by Captain D's, a great little food place, by Nissan, by your world-class shops in Richmond, and by Invitational. Season's greetings to your family from our family at WRLH TV 35, Richmond. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. By Captain D's, a great little seafood place. Your world-class Midas shops in Richmond, by Coors, and by Figgy International. The following sports presentation, the Richmond Times-Dispatch Tournament Championship, is being brought to you live from the Richmond Coliseum on your prime sports station, WRLH TV 35. We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
That's the Richmond Spiders against the Virginia Cavaliers. Been a long while since Richmond has been able to defeat Virginia. They'll be trying again here tonight, hoping that John Newman got enough points to make up the difference in size of these two teams. We got a good start last night with 30 points in the opening round victory.
He's an outstanding player, Jim, and we're interested in seeing a good championship game here. I know Richmond would like to keep that winning streak going.
Okay, Larry, we'll be back with more of our pregame activities after this message.
We've called in our shrimp boats to bring you Captain D's most popular shrimp offer, our tender bite-sized shrimp dinner. Lots of hand-breaded bite-sized fried shrimp with our special cocktail sauce, fries, slaw, and hush puppies. And look how little you pay for all of it.
They're bigger than the Red Lobster popcorn shrimp.
It's good. It's bite-sized and it's good. It's sometimes like shrimp. Captain D's, great little seafood.
10 years ago, it rained. 10 years ago, there were signs like these and roads like this. Yet 10 years ago, only one car maker was committed to handling these conditions. Subaru, with on-demand four-wheel drive, a feature we offer on every model. Now, other car makers are discovering four-wheel drive. Did they finally notice the weather or us?
Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. Now Midas would like to give you a break to start your new year. First, a free brake inspection and a free estimate if any repairs are required. You'll get the famous Midas guarantee, and for a limited time, you'll get a $20 cash rebate on brake repairs at participating Midas shops. The $20 brake rebate is available at the world-class Midas muffler and brake shops in Richmond at 8259 Midlothian Turnpike, 4407 9 Mile Road, and 3700 Hall Street.
You probably already know that beer is made from barley. Well, this is what it looks like. Now, most brewers buy their barley. One's different. One brewer grows all its own barley and has for over 40 years. Now, why is that? I mean, why not just buy the barley? Hey, barley's barley, isn't it?
Welcome to Richmond and the championship game of the Richmond Times-Dispatch Invitational Tournament, a fixture here during the holidays for the last 10 years. I'm Jim Thacker with Larry Conley. We're happy you could join us here for tonight's basketball action. The contrast to these two teams, Virginia's defense, Richmond's great scorer, Newman.
Well, they have, but also you got to look at the other side. I think Virginia's got 2 good scorers. He had a great night last night. Polynice, really the guy who, as I said earlier, really leads in a lot of offensive categories, is really the key to their basketball team. They really try to force the ball to the inside of him, and then once they get it to him, he's awfully strong in there, Jim. He's an experienced player. He's a junior. He's the type of player that in the ACC I think will go on and dominate very, very well in that league.
Well, you're right about Virginia. They are producing about 10 points a game more, maybe a little more than that they have in recent years. And Holland has relied a lot on his defense, but they are getting more points. They're playing a little bit more upbeat.
They are. And I'd like to look at Richmond for just a moment. Dick Terrence did a super job, I think, with this basketball team. They're 7-0 right now. And if they win and go on and win 20 games this year, it'll be the first time in the history of the school, which is 51 years dating back. The three teams have gone back-to-back with 20 wins, which I think is an outstanding accomplishment on his part. He's an interesting individual. You know, he was a basketball coach and then got out of it and got into scouting service. Right. Stayed out of it for about 6 years, and now he got back into it. He's been at Richmond, came as an assistant with Lou Getz. When Lou moved on, he took the position and came on and has done an outstanding job with the Spiders here in Richmond.
Or the scouting service really didn't amount to much, Larry. You only got the guys you probably haven't heard about, like Dean Smith and Bobby Knight.
Guys that don't know anything about talent, right?
That's right. But Dick Tarrant came out of Passaic, New Jersey, where he had just tremendous high school players. And the ironic part about this Richmond coach is that he got back into coaching by becoming an assistant for one of his former players, Lou Getz.
I thought that was outstanding. Yeah, he wanted to get back in. He just loved it so much. I think he missed it, decided to get back into it, and now you can see the success he's had here in Richmond.
Well, you're seeing the Richmond team here. Spider fans are hoping it's a team of destiny because Richmond never has won a time-to-match championship. And now you hear the hand in the background for the Virginia Cavaliers. Always a favorite here from the capital of Virginia, Richmond. There they are, Terry Holland's team that's pinning a lot of hopes this year on the Holidays if they can come through the tough wars and the ACC. So, Virginia has lost only one time here in the tournament and time-match championship games. That's the very first one. They won all the other championship games in which they've been able to reach, and Richmond has never won it. So you got the team that's dominated this series against the one that's played every tournament, probably the only team here that's played in every tournament, and sometimes we're bright, but they've never been able to make it all the way through to where they're at. So that's the matchup here tonight, and it's sort of a Cinderella story, I guess, for Richmond, and that'll be interesting to watch it go along. I understand Virginia's about maybe a 2 or 3 point favorite, so they're expecting a close game.
Jim, I think it will be a close game. You know, it's been 17 years since Richmond beat Virginia, and obviously Virginia's gone on. They've won their last 9 games in the tournament. History definitely is against Richmond. There's no question about that. But I think they've got a bigger problem than history to deal with tonight. It's going to be the size of the Cavaliers. That's going to be their biggest problem.
Well, that's true. But one thing they have going for them as a young guy, you see, a few years ago, they lost a recruiting war to Old Dominion when they were one after Ronnie Wade, and Wade wound up going to ODU. So they took the second prize. Young guy named Johnny Newman. Didn't expect much. All he's going to do is break all the scoring records at Richmond. And Newman definitely is the guy here tonight that Virginia will have to watch.
John Newman right here. One of the better players in the country at his size. 6'7". You saw him go up there and stuff it right there. He can do a lot of things besides that, Jim. He can shoot the ball well from 18 to 20 feet. A lot of scouts, pro scouts here tonight to watch him. Outstanding player.
One thing he does so well, Larry, that with his back to the basket, he'll go in the air and spin in midair and hit that good shot.
And he's good at a lot of other things. He's a good passer and a good defender. He's one of the better all-around players you're going to see play in this country this year, and I think one of the most unheralded.
You look for a rigged defense?
I think maybe so, but it's going to be difficult. It's easy to guard a guy like that if all he does is play inside, but this guy has such versatility. He can move outside and kill you out there also.
And, of course, for Virginia, they're pinning their hopes on a big guy out of All Hallows High School in New York City, born in Haiti, and now he's the man in the middle for the Virginia Cavaliers, Olden Polynice. If Cavaliers are going to challenge for any spot in the first division of the ACC, this guy carries their hope.
He really does, Jim. At 6'11", he's got the right size for it. Just looks to him very much. They want to go to the inside. He's strong. He's physical. That's where his game is, right there. A leader in most of the offensive categories for the Cavaliers. He's the guy they've got to depend on, and if they're going to win basketball games, he's got to perform.
Well, as you said, he's got a big height advantage over any of the Richmond teams tonight.
Big height advantage. I think the Cavaliers are going to really try to take advantage of that and exploit it to the best of their ability.
Okay, that's the lineup here as we go to the 10th anniversary of the Richmond Times-Dispatch tournament, usually played during the Christmas season. One year they played it in February, but most usually played around in late December between the holidays or before Christmas time. And here tonight, they are set to go again. And the championship game, and Virginia will be trying to win their 5th title. Richmond will be trying to win the very first. Incidentally, in case you're joining us late, the consolation game was won in an all-Sun Belt Conference matchup by Old Dominion over VCU. Let's go down to John Clayton and meet the lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Richmond Times-Dispatch in Richmond, Virginia, we want to welcome you to tonight's tournament championship game. And here's tonight's starting lineup for the Richmond Spiders. At 1 forward, a 6'5" senior from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, number 32, John Davis. At the other forward, center, a 6'8" sophomore from Queens, New York, number 45, Steve Kratzer. At guard, 5'10" senior from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, number 10, Greg Beckwith. And at the other guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Washington, D.C., number 24, Rodney Rice. And the head coach of the Spiders is Dick Tarrant. Now for the Virginia Cavaliers. At one forward, a 6'7" junior from Kingston, Jamaica, number 42, Andrew Kennedy. At the other forward, a 6'9" junior from Rochester, New York, number 22, Tom Sheehy. At center, a 6'11" junior from New York City, number 24, Olden Polynice. At one guard, a 6-foot junior from Charlottesville, Virginia, number 5, Tom Calloway. And at the other guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia, number 20, Derek Sims. And the head coach of the Cavaliers, Terry Holland.
Virginia Cavaliers lead this series 45 games to 33. And they'll be going for the Times and Threats title, and the tip-off is coming right up.
I'm looking for the oldest golden oldie in existence. You got that record in stock?
Right this way.
I am the Record Genie. Memory Lane Records has one of the largest inventories of old 78s. Hard to find rock, jazz, soul, big band, country, pop, classical, opera, gospel, show tune, collector's items galore. Like me.
Gosh, it sure wasn't what it was cooked up to be. What do you have in Connie Francis?
In a distant land, Santa's elves are especially busy making you something special. A stuffed reindeer ornament just like the reindeer in the new motion picture Santa Claus the Movie.
Good likeness.
And it's free when you buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates. So put plenty of both on your Christmas list. McDonald's gift certificates and free reindeer ornaments. Please believe me.
Well, that's an excellent officiating crew. Lenny Wirtz, the referee. He's the guy going to play center in this group. David Dodge on your left and Hank Armstrong on the right. Big height advantage here for Virginia with 6'11" Olden Polynice in the middle against 6'8" Stephen Kratzer. The matchup against Newman probably is going to be Andrew Kennedy, but we'll wait and see. It could be Sheehy. Virginia wearing the white. That's Andrew Kennedy with a white T-shirt. The one near you, the one in the center, of course, Polynice, a la Patrick Ewing. And here's the tip control by, well, comes right over to Larry Conley. Nice catch, partner.
I'm going to keep it, Jim.
I never needed to give it up when you were playing. I started.
Only guy that stole it from me was Pat Riley. He wanted it every time I got my hands on it.
Hope Pat's listening out in L.A. He'll enjoy that. Just underway now, and it's going to be Richmond's ball at midcourt, and that's the rulings being explained right here by Lenny Wirtz. Probably knows the rule book as well as anybody living, now or past. Hank Armstrong set to get the play on the way. It's a spot throw in, so he cannot run it down the side.
Defense by Virginia.
Knocked that one down. Good reach in by Tom Calloway. Well, that was great pressure.
Well, Jimmy, it was tremendous pressure by Virginia, and I thought they almost got the 5-second call.
Dick Tarrant. Right there for University of Richmond. They got Andrew Kennedy on Newman, in case you're wondering about that matchup. Virginia man-to-man, that's what they like to play. They had a lot of zone last night with Gaddison inside for Old Dominion. But here, it's going to be man-to-man. Andrew Kennedy playing a denied defense against Newman. Good screen, and Calloway steps in to break it up. Here comes Calloway from Virginia, right side, Sheehy for the layup.
Sheehy picking up right where he left off last night. He had 20. Tonight he got the first basket for the Cavaliers, and they're off and running.
Beckwith pass to the inside, going to Kratzer, and he's fouled from behind by Polynice. Olden Polynice. One thing Virginia has to do is keep Polynice out of foul trouble. Terry Holland knows that. And one thing Richmond has to have is a big scoring night out of John Newman. to keep those things in mind.
I was going to say, looks like a determined effort on the part of the Cavaliers tonight with that defense. They really have come out and really stretched out themselves and really playing tough, hard-nosed man-to-man. Now they're in the zone out of the out-of-bounds play.
Well, I think that you're right. It's just the inbound pass here. They went to a zone, try to cover up it against any good screens, and would give Richmond an easy basket. Here's Newman on the perimeter. Boy, this guy's got a magic touch from that range. 2-2 tie. Other side, Derek Sims, battle the rebound. Cratchit gets it out to little Greg Beckwith. Going to be a candidate for the Naismith Award this year. That's made every year, the player under 6 feet. But boy, there are a lot of candidates this season, maybe more than ever before. Inside, Newman comes off the screen, gets it over Andrew Kennedy, but the rebound grab by Sheehy. There's the power you talked about, Larry.
Well, size is going to be an important factor in this basketball game, and Virginia obviously has that advantage.
2-2 tie, zone defense by Richmond. They can't match up in size. They'll probably stay in the zone a good part of the time. Oh, it's a double dribble. Yep. Callaway caught it and went to the floor. Some might think that was a fumble, but he actually had control on that first dribble and then double dribbled again.
Jim, we both called it at the same time, and it was obvious. He did have control of the basketball. There's Dick Tarrant, one of the better coaches. Terry Holland's very relaxed right now.
Well, Terry's been a lot more relaxed since his physical problems. Here goes Newman coming off another screen. Didn't get a good grip on that ball. Virginia comes back. Tied at 2-2.
Well, they're really trying to find Polynice inside. They're trying to move it around so they can find him. He's circling around. Cratchit doing a good job defensively.
There goes Polynice. Got a push off by Polynice and 2 fouls on the big guy. Now Virginia's got an early problem, and Holland is up.
Well, let's see if, in fact, he did push off. You see Cratchit on the left right there. Hooked him with the left arm as he started back baseline. Hank Armstrong caught him, said we're going the other way with the basketball. And now Richmond's got the ball, tied 2-2.
That's a decision for Terry Holland, Larry. Whether to keep Polynice in there. We've played less than 2 minutes. And quickly Polynice has got 2 fouls. This way, he'd be out of there with 15 minutes to run the first half.
But swarming defense by Virginia once the ball goes inside.
Boy, Davis, and he got an offensive foul. Same type almost that Polynice had a moment ago. Number 1 on Richmond against John Davis.
There's the brain thrust right there, Virginia. Now we go back to an instant replay. Watch it again. Davis with the move. Looks like Sheehy might have got him a little bit with the leg, too. He had it outstretched there. I thought Davis might have gotten by to the baseline and was free for the layup.
I think he hooked with his offhand first. So that foul preceded the other one, perhaps. 2-2 tie. If you were out about the leg, can't do that.
Good defense by Newman. Look at Newman out here. He must be 35 feet from the floor, out on the basket, from the basket.
It's not man-to-man. It's just a match-up zone, but they're really pressuring the ball and forcing Virginia to play at a fast pace on the half court. And maybe that's one of the reasons. Virginia really doesn't handle the ball well. They're way over in their turnovers compared to assists. Still tied at 2.
Virginia back man-to-man. Again, they use the stack offense Richmond does to try to flare somebody out to the side. Virginia gives an awful lot of good help on defense, Jim. It's very difficult to try to get them when somebody beats them one-on-one because there's always help.
Low post to Cratchit. They made a good move on Polynice. And now they got the 3rd offensive foul by the centers. This one on Cratchit. Boy, there's Desmond into the ball game right now.
You know, Jim, you and I have been talking about this all December. It appears the officials are really trying to clean up the post play this year in college basketball.
Well, that's true, and they're giving the defense a little bit of a break. Used to be, if there's a contact, and there was always against the defense. Not so this year. They're watching it a lot more closely and doing a good job. Sheehy, weak side pass, picked off by Newman. Here comes Newman in the middle now. Backward, right side, into Davis for the fast break.
Well, give Davis credit for not going in and taking that charge. He slowed up, got control of his body, and went up and laid it in without going through and committing the charge.
4 straight points now by Richmond. Spiders lead for the first time, 4-2. This one has replaced Polynice. Here's a short hook. That'll be goaltending on Newman. Give the basket to Sheehy.
You know, Jim, I don't think that ball was going in. It looked like it was going to be a little bit short, and he went up and slapped it away. That might have cost Richmond 2 points. Well, it did cost him 2, but I think it might have been a little bit short.
Looked pretty clearly like the ball definitely was going down. 6'11" sophomore John Dislin is in there now in place of Polynice. 2 early fouls. Let's see if that winds up hurting Virginia's chances here in the first half of play. There's Newman coming off another screen. missed his last 2 shots, so we're pretty clearly open. 4-4 tie. We are tied for the second time.
That's his position. Well, he loves to shoot out of that corner down there. If they could get him the ball and he could be unmolested, he'll throw it up because he can shoot awfully well from there.
Well, he was against Newman on the left. Now he's come over to the right. Callaway, about a 20-footer. Tom Callaway started his career at Old Dominion and transferred to Virginia. 6-4, Virginia's regained the lead. They've now changed hands twice.
Callaway all over Beckwith. He better penetrate that line.
You know, the officials, Larry, are trying to get that rule taken out. Of course, the action rule with the 45-second shot clock, that makes sense, doesn't it?
I think it does. You see right there, Callaway with a good steal. Beckwith with a foul. Callaway got the steal and started up the floor, and Beckwith with a little bit of a frustration foul, I think, more than anything. He reached in, and Callaway had possession, and he got his arm.
6-4, time remaining in the first half, 15 minutes, 17 seconds. Opening game in Constellation won by Old Dominion over VCU, and Drew Kennedy has it tapped away by Greg Beckwith.
And see, this is very typical of the Terry Holland coached basketball team. They're very patient on offense. They use that clock as much as they can. They've got a good half-court game, and they take good high-percentage shots, much like their coach used to take when he was at Davidson.
Well, he led the nation one year, I believe, playing for lefties.
How about 63%? That's not too bad.
Not too shabby, not especially in those days. Mel Kennedy down the line. There he is, number 21. Outstanding sophomore player for Virginia. Had been a starter up until this tournament. Good move by Cratchit. Knocked that pass down, intercepted for Richmond. Now the Spiders have a chance to tie it again with 14.5 minutes to go in the half.
And that's somewhat atypical of the Cavaliers, too. Not a lot of turnovers. They're not a team that likes to commit a lot of turnovers.
Davis gets himself into a double team. Beckwith takes the pitch out. That's behind the screen. And there goes somebody over the side, but I believe the push-off is going to be against Richmond.
Newman. Looked like Newman was on the inside.
That's the first foul on him.
This one really had the best position right here. You're going to see him on the inside right there. Now watch right here. Oh, there's the push right there. And it was Kennedy who got pushed.
We'll be back. 6-4 lead for Virginia. 14.5 to go in the half.
It's almost time for Santa and sleigh bells, shining trees that twinkle in the night. At Miller and Rose we help make Christmas bright. And you know we make the most of your holiday. We make you feel warm in so many ways. Miller and Rose, where Christmas is a legend.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet tonight?
Right, so now it's third down. Coach wants me to call a quarterback draw.
2 Coors Lights, Rob.
So before I can do anything, I get blindsided by this lineman named Everett. We called him the Mount.
Mount Everett.
This guy was so bad, he knocked me straight into bartender.
Yeah, well, he could never be the bartender that you are, Rob.
That's true. But he could be the bar.
There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Coors Light beer.
Here's good news from Bill May TV and Appliance. Our Whirlpool appliance business has doubled in the last year, and we spent very little on advertising. How is that possible? You, the customer, told your neighbors about the friendly salesman, low prices, and delivery same day of purchase. We want your business, and we'll work hard to deserve it. Give us a chance at Bill May TV and Appliance, 6800 block of Forest Hill Avenue, behind Hardee's. Open 9 to 9, Saturdays until 5:30.
Virginia's trying to make it 9 in a row here against Richmond. They've won the last 8 in this series, which have been fairly even up until that point. There's the field goal shooting so far by the Cavaliers. So, well, that was last night. They won their opening round game.
Interesting, Jim, that Old Dominion shot 51%, and they lost the basketball game.
That, by the way, is the first time Virginia's had any opponent shoot 56% or better. They've been pretty good on defense. They don't give you too many good open shots. Still the matchup zone now for Richmond. Pretty pressure on the ball.
Pretty active zone, too. They've got to spread out pretty wide now. Virginia could find an opening in there. Another steal by Richmond.
Yeah, there goes a steal by Davis, and he's fouled in turn. A frustration foul. committed by Kennedy. That's Mel Kennedy. First one on him. Third against the Cavaliers. The other two being early against Polonese, which is significant because they've got the big guy on the bench.
Now Virginia goes to a 1-3-1 zone defense. Callaway on the point. It's going to be pretty tough for Dislin in the inside right there. Dysone's going to have to watch the middle because they want to keep it out of the hands of that man right there, John Newman.
Well, you're right about Dislin, Big. This is a big test for him here. He's probably going to have to go the rest of the way in the first half. That's a long stretch. Boy, Beckwith, excellent point guard. Feeds inside to Rice. Rodney Rice got right in the seams of that 1-3-1 zone. That's a vulnerable spot, 6'6"
When you run a 1-3-1, what you do is run a 2-1-2 against it. You put your guards on either side of that point, and you'll find it wide open. Rice got the basket.
Hit those seams, Larry.
Yep, that's what you got to do. And right now, Richmond's in that 2-3 zone, and you see up front there, Cratchit's really Dyson being covered. Now when he goes low, Kennedy was covered.
Well, it's a 2-3 zone right at full straight. Against the front line is Callaway, connects on the outside. 13 minutes to go in the first half. 8-6, and Rice lets it go again. Rebound comes right to Mel Kennedy. Superstardom, that's what they're predicting for this guy, number 21 out of Long Island City. Started every game up until this tournament. Then lost his spot to another Kennedy, Andrew.
Again, that 2-3 zone being shown by Richmond. Dislin's just kind of floating around on the inside. He's moving baseline to baseline, trying to get an opening. Sheehy now breaks up into the middle of it.
Use a skip pass against the zone. Best thing to do, of course, is penetrate or hit the perimeter shot, but you use a skip pass. That makes it tough for a zone to shift.
You're going to have to get a shot off, Jim.
Callaway, just in the nick of time, rebound down to Newman, and Richmond was effective that time, keeping the ball away from the middle.
I think they waited a little too long. They had a couple of opportunities for shots there and passed it up. They milked too much of the clock and then had a bad shot right toward the end of that 45 seconds.
Oh, Cratchit had a shot there on Dislin. Good switch by Dislin right there to stop Newman. Here goes Beckwith from the side, and wide open is Cratchit. Takes her up strong, and is fouled by Dislin. Cratchit could have scored there if he'd gone immediately right back up, don't you think?
Well, it was right on the side over there. You're going to see it again. Dislin committed the foul, and you'll see it. Nobody on that side for Virginia. No balance on the rebounding. You usually try to set up a triangle around the basket, but there were no white shirts over there. Cratchit with an obviously easy basket to go back up. Good pump fake right there. Dislin didn't take it, but the foul still called by Lenny Wirtz.
Stephen Cratchit comes out of a great high school that's produced many stars up in New York. Archbishop Malloy. So, by the way, Virginia assistant coach Jim Larranaga played. A guy named Mike Malloy. Remember, Malloy played for Terry Holland and Lefty Rizal down at Davidson. He came out of Archbishop Malloy.
Good hustle that time on the far side over there by John Davis to retrieve that rebound. And even though Cratchit missed 2 free throws, Richmond's got the ball back. Good defense right now by Virginia.
Good sticking man-to-man here. Contrast the defenses. They still got Andrew Kennedy on Newman. They're always trying to set a screen for Newman to get him the jump shot.
Jim, watch Richmond run their offense. They all sort of congregate in the middle there, and then somebody pops out off the screen. Watch them all come in toward the middle.
It's going to be out of bounds. Oh,
nope,
good job by John Davis. Very smart kid. He was a candidate that's been interviewed for Rhodes Scholarship.
Gonna have to get it up.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Virginia. Just lost control of it. Now a couple of subs in for Peter Wolfett. He's that ponderous backup center. 6'5", Aldi, 235 pounds. Also in Joe Ruck, 6'2" junior guard, playing here in his hometown. There's Wolfett, number 55. Well, if he doesn't look like a tight end.
Polonese is back in the game. You know, Dislin, while he was in there, really didn't hurt them too badly.
Well, it gave Polonese to sit down a little bit, gather his wits after those 2 early fouls. Polonese, I wouldn't be surprised to see Virginia play a little zone with him in there, Larry. We go to the other end, we'll see.
Yeah, if you got to protect him, you don't want him to get that 3rd foul, because then you will have to take him out and sit him over there. Good 2-3 zone being employed right now by the Spiders.
Kennedy on the perimeter. Good rebound up there by John Davis for Richmond. Now let's see what Virginia does with Polonese back in there. Virginia leads 8-6. They're going man-to-man.
That was very, very quick.
Let's see if they go in against Polonese. They do with Wolford. Oh, look at that tip in by Newman. Wow. He went way over Kennedy to get that. Boy, he was up there. You get nosebleed at that height. 4 points for John Newman. That ties it at 8.
I was afraid he's going to kick somebody in the shoulder.
Polonese works inside. Not a good shot at all. Batted out by Sheehy, trying to keep it alive. Whoa, look out there, Kennedy.
Well, he's going to have to go all the way to the Virginia bench and come back around. He went over the scorer's table.
Boy, Mel Kennedy went right over Todd Turner to get that.
What he slapped the ball. Good hustle right there by Beckwith to try to come in there and interfere with that basketball. You see Kennedy take 1, 2, 3.
Look at Todd Turner, who's assistant athletic director of Virginia, and he was really leaning back that time as Kennedy went right over.
Not a good idea to go at the boss.
8-8 tie. Richmond's led once by 2 points. Nobody's led by more than 2.
Richmond being very patient on offense. In fact, both teams being very patient on offense. We have not had a lot of scoring here in the first half.
See if Richmond tries to work on Polonese to get a 3rd foul. They go inside. There's Polonese foul, but it's an offensive foul. Sometimes you can do that, Larry, and it can go against you. Well, there's a case where Wolfick picked up a foul. Number 5 of the Richmond team. We'll be back with a tie score, 8 apiece.
It's that time of year again, so call Woodfin Oil at 743-0150. The Woodfin Oil team faithfully guards your comfort with 24-hour service and automatic oil delivery. Woodfin Oil, your faithful friends.
Where your comfort's concerned, on us you can depend. We're Woodfin Oil, your number 1 faithful friend. We're Woodfin Oil, your number 1 faithful friend.
The Holiday Inn of downtown Richmond invites you to enjoy New Year's Eve the fun way, the Holiday Inn way. Have New Year's Eve dinner and party with friends at the Holiday Inn downtown Richmond. Enjoy a delicious dinner in the solarium room and then party down. All the fun, all the excitement of New Year's Eve is yours for just $50 per couple. Call the Holiday Inn of downtown Richmond at 644-9871 to make your reservations. Remember, the fun begins with 644-9871.
Rich in spirit, tradition, business, sports. Rich is Richmond, Virginia, home of the Times-Dispatch, proud sponsor of this annual Invitational basketball tournament.
For all your rental car needs, dial 1-800-CAR-RENT. National Car Rental. Well, we hope you have a blessed Christmas, and then join us Saturday, January 4th. Our cameras will be in Birmingham, Alabama, where the Old Dominion Monarchs will take on the Blazers of UAB. The teams picked 1-2 in the preseason Sun Belt. So be sure to join us for more exciting action, and check your local listing.
Field goal shooting, Richmond 4 of 11, Virginia 4 of 8. Not a whole lot of offense on the part of Richmond right now. Virginia shooting 50%.
19 shots in 10.5 minutes, Larry, so they really haven't been putting it up that much.
Defense has been pretty good, though, Jim. I gave credit to both of these clubs, whether it's man-to-man by Virginia, and I think Richmond's zone has really caused the Cavaliers some problems.
Here's John Johnson and the lineup for Virginia, sophomore out of Brooklyn, won the point guard spot, succeeding Othell Wilson, you may recall, from the Ralph Sampson era, but then has been put on the bench by young Tom Callaway. So now it's Derek Sims and Johnson in there in the backcourt. And Polonese is playing with 2 fouls.
Richmond with a very active zone defense. It's sort of a 2-3, and then they match up out of it.
Not coming out to put that much pressure on since Polonese is back in there. This allows Virginia to set up a lot closer. They hit those seams, they get a makeable jump shot. Johnson penetrates. Good recovery over there by Davis. Sheehy the corner. Rebound Newman. Boy, Newman is some leaper. Over almost a 33 vertical inch jump.
You know, Jim, most teams that play this kind of game against Virginia really are at a disadvantage because Virginia likes this kind of game. But you get the feeling Richmond kind of likes to play this way, too.
Well, you know, they won 7 games. They've beaten teams from 6 different conferences, including the Big East.
Patience again right now by Richmond. They're going to take a look. Obviously, they're going to look for Newman. That's the man who really did the number on him last night.
Shot clock is 10 seconds. Cratchit double team, take it away. Johnson driving hard on Davis. Johnson fires her in, and he's fouled. Davis got in for his second, and Johnson has just put Virginia up by 4 for the first time. By 2, I'm sorry, breaks the time.
Well, it was a good steal by Sheehy right there. They got the ball going the other way, and nothing but white jerseys on this move right here. Watch Johnson take it low on the right side. There's the foul committed right there. Really an unfortunate foul. John Davis didn't need to make that foul because if he was going to do anything, he should have gotten there and planted himself to draw the charge. He was nowhere near doing that.
Now change. Wolf comes back in, replacing Stephen Cratchit at center for Richmond. Polynice was down, having ordered there with Terry Holland, and now he trots back on the 4.
The man's done a remarkable job at the University of Virginia, coming from Davidson.
Did a great job at Davidson. He won Southern Conference Championship about 3 times. Another good rebound by Richmond, pulled down by John Davis. Oh, that was Wolf. 2-point lead by Virginia, 10-8.
Virginia really keen right now on Newman.
Newman makes a great move on Kennedy, fires up a brick, unusual for him, and there's an over-the-shoulder foul. Woolfolk by Wolfolk, his second. Now that's 17 fouls now in Richmond, and Virginia will be going to the bonus. He started to put it in play back down floor, but just heard the horn. They said, come on, fellows, it's shooting time here in Richmond. Dick Tarrant, Coach of the Year by the Times-Dispatch a couple of years ago, and came out of Fordham in 1951. Former Marine, Larry. That's why his teams are so tough.
In fact, one of his assistants, Joe Gallagher, is a former Marine. No butch haircuts over there, though. Those guys don't wear flat tops, I can tell you that.
1-1 for Derek Sims. Sims leads the Virginia team in assists with 20, but he's had 23 turnovers, and that's pretty much the story of Virginia. They really have not protected the ball. They've had 85 assists, 109 turnovers.
Well, free throws are killing Virginia right now.
Missed 2 out of the last 3. 3-point lead, those are the biggest Virginia's had, 11-8. Or they want to get inside against Polynice. There goes Wolford up. Polynice stays off him. That's going to be a little strategy game right there to field now. Richmond trying to get Polynice's 3rd foul, and Oldham having to play it gingerly.
And immediately Richmond goes back into that 2-3 zone. Polynice moves up to the top now. Sheehy's been trying to work that baseline now. Polynice moves down inside. Good front right there by Woolfolk. Watch him try to move around on the inside.
Kennedy decides to give it to Sheehy. Good move.
And a good assist by Kennedy. Good luck. Find a guy who's a little bit closer to the basket.
13-10. Richmond tries the quick break. There's nothing there, so they'll set up for half court. Good discipline here, this Richmond team under Dick Tarrant. Screen set up for Newman, and Newman's got his own spot of the score, and he's fouled by Sheehy.
Where'd he come from? He got the shot off at the corner and ended up with a rebound right in the middle of the lane. Watch this. Ball goes up. Watch him follow his shot. Boy, this is a good lesson for you high school kids watching. See him come after his own shot right there. He committed the foul. Watch it again. You put it up, go get your own shot. Don't depend on somebody else to go get it. Watch him move. Good move. Sheehy with a foul.
Larry, we've often heard the man who should get the rebound, if it misses, is the guy who shot it. As a player, do you find that true?
Absolutely, because most of the time it will come back at you. But also, you get the guy defensively who's going to screen you out and keep you from getting there.
That's 7 points now for John Newman. Coming in, back in, Joe Ruck for Richmond. Junior from right here in Richmond. 13-13. We're now tied for the 5th time on the 3-point play by John Newman.
Good pressure now by Richmond. First time we've seen the press. 2-1-2 zone. No problem for Virginia. They just simply put it in the hands of Johnson, and he gets it across midcourt.
Callaway's been out for quite a while now. It might indicate that Holland wasn't exactly thrilled with his point play, although he might just be resting. No, that's Mel Kennedy. Out of the corner. Kennedy, a hot shot sophomore. 15-13 Virginia. Ruck almost mishandled it. Double team. Got inside the wall. But over Colony. Tipped up again by Newman. And now it's off to Virginia. Grabbed by John Johnson. JJ, they call him. Oh, yeah, Colony's wide open underneath. Got it there to him. There he is.
Well, he had about 5 seconds wide open there, and they finally got it to him on the 5th second. Probably needing a good dish by Johnson.
Biggest lead by Virginia, 4 points in a low-scoring first half. Now here comes Ruck off a screen. Joe Ruck cuts the line to 2, 17.
Giving instructions now way out on the floor. They're trying to pull that Richmond zone out and try to open it up a little bit more for Polynice, Kennedy, and Sheehy underneath.
2-3 zone by Richmond. Trying to set a triangle. Flash and over Sheehy with a quick relief. And it's tipped off the side for Richmond. 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the first half. Richmond has a chance to tie the score. 20-4 just seconds to go.
And in the basketball game, an excellent ball handler. Very, very poor shooter. He's having a very difficult time for Richmond. Only shoots 39%. That's why he comes up as much as
Newman almost had no kiss. Except Wolford comes outside the hit.
Richmond's gotten hot. They've popped 2 guys out in that same area. One, and that time will.
Well, they're definitely challenging Polynice.
Right now, looks like Virginia's going to pull it out. Take a look again at that Richmond zone defense. Polynice up top. He'll move to the bottom when the ball goes baseline. Good move by Johnson.
Tried to dump it in there. Foul back there. Number 2 on the quick. Well, the Spiders got a good follow here.
The crowd wanted traveling right here. It was a good move right there. You'll see if I committed from the backside, and he didn't get him. Reached over and went right over the top of Johnson.
Dillon wants to get back in. That means another piece pass perhaps for Polynice. So Polynice being used very carefully after those 2 early fouls. Andrew Kennedy also checked back in, and Tom Sheehy will get his first rest of the half. 4:46 to go, and tie score. Terry Holland, that's Jim Larinaga to his left, who does great recruiting out of the New York City area. Dave Oldham used to be coach at Wake Forest, and here's Dick Tarrant, who had the great scouting service and decided if I know not much about him, I was coaching.
Fair, but an awful lot of on offense. Take a look at the defenses they're having effect. Both of these clubs have coaches who emphasize defense. They want their club to be very strong defensively, but because offensively you're going to have an off night, but you can never excuse defense.
Rodney Rice has come back in for Richmond. Now we got a timeout with 4:46 remaining in the first half. Low scoring game, but it's a close one. 19-17 is the Virginia lead on those 2 free throws.
Now, 50 years ago, I opened my first savings account at Pioneer Federal. Then my daughter opened a checking account at Pioneer Federal, and my grandson just started his own passbook savings account there for his pickup. So that's 3 generations. And as long as they keep giving us that friendly hometown service, we'll stick with them. Like I always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now this I'll have to fix.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brake repaired. Now Midas would like to give you a brake to start your new year. First, a free brake inspection and a free estimate if any repairs are required. You'll get the famous Midas guarantee, and for a limited time, you'll get a $20 cash rebate on brake repairs at participating Midas shops. The $20 brake rebate is available at your world-class Midas Buffer brake shops in Richmond at 8259 Coliseum Turnpike, 4407 9 Mile Road, and 3700 Hall Street.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet tonight?
Rob, when you get a chance. So you gonna call her? I'm thinking about it. Coors Light, Rob. What's there to think about call her? I said I might. Arnold, there were 100 guys on the line. She talked to you. Shut up, I was sitting on her coat. It's a very unique approach. Give me the quarter. Rob, you got a quarter.
There's no slow down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Coors Light beer.
Now we got a moment. We want to remind you that the announcers for this game have been contracted for and approved by the Sun Belt Conference. Any use, rebroadcast, or the transmission of this game without the written consent of the Sun Belt Conference, any sports market is prohibited. The Sun Belt preview here tonight when Old Dominion defeated VCU in the consolation game will not count as conference game.
Virginia's still shooting 50%. Earlier in the first half, Richmond improved themselves a little bit there. 44.3.
Looking at Dick Tarrant there on the Richmond bench. Coach of the Year in 1964.
Off the great start, Jim, at 7-0. He's working his way toward that third 20-1 season.
Right. Coach of the Year I was talking about, though, was in New Jersey High School. Great team at his age. Here's beat press. Man in the middle, Davis has to get out of that paint. Lost the handle in there and was in danger of the three.
The pass all of a sudden was on his hip and he had it out of it.
He's high, here comes Wolfick inside, and he's traveling by Wolfick. Colonies is out of there, but they were still going inside of Wolfick. But Colonies, they go to Wolfick about every time. Find a third foul against the big guy from Virginia.
Now, see him coming all the way out. Runs up there on top. Interesting that Newman's out there with him, too. He's on the point of that defense. Yep.
Over 7 pieces. Quicker tip around. Johnson, and they got it alone. Now over back to Andrew Kennedy. Look at that foul call on you, whether he committed or not. Anytime you go with a shoulder, you've asked for it.
So I got to tell you, I got to compliment Richmond for the way they are able to get around that basket. You see them around that basket there, and Virginia really has nowhere to go. That's why they're getting fouls over the back. Out of that zone defense is very, very difficult to block out. But they have not been able to surround that basket, and it's difficult for Virginia to get in there and get an offensive rebound.
Well, they average here too in their score. Oh, he got him score.
Well, he had 4 certain out him and still got it.
Biggest guy got on the floor right now is Newman at 6'7". Yet they've out-rebounded 6 of 7 opponents. Averaging better than 4 rebounds per game more than the opposing team.
See John Dislin up on the top up there. Kennedy trying to work baseline. He comes around the far side. They flash in the middle and they try to get into Kennedy.
Tied 8-all. 3 minutes, 20 seconds in the first half. This is the play broken by these two coaches.
Like watching a Russian chess match. They just kind of sit there and wait.
And mail in your next pass. Johnson on the penetration. Doesn't go off the move. And down the rebound. Running to Richmond. Well, the Spiders have a chance now to get back in the lead. They've led only one time in the game. That was 4-2. Terry Holland.
Jim, I tell you, it's just been difficult for Virginia to get any kind of second shot at all. Richmond's getting everything off of that defensive press.
Well, an excellent position rebound game.
I can see why they out-rebound too many of their teams.
Oh, great play. The noon, but it's blocked and foul first by Derek Sims. 4 on Sims, number 6 in team fouls. Let's see if he got, I think he got Newman shooting that time. So this letter scoring start for Richmond will be up for 2. Again.
Here he comes inside. Good dish by Rock and a good move by Newman on the right side right there. They did collapse on him that time and tried to stop the shot, but still got it off. Ruck did make a good pass to him. Had a good observation. Got it to him right where he wanted to.
Right on his hip with it. Good player. Tom Sheehy's check back up for Virginia. Here's John Appleton.
He's a great guy last 30 points.
Double here. 32 straight games. So nothing new in a big game, but anytime you get there, you're going to have an outstanding. Now there'll be a change. Stephen Pratt's returns. Going to replace John Davis. Now they got Wolfick to Volta. He changed hands twice in the game. Now 19 it is here with Richmond leading. Virginia led first, then Richmond led. That was 1 team. Then Virginia led 2. Now Richmond back to lead again. Third team.
Defense right now. They get a very active zone defense. They keep Virginia moving.
By Newman. Andrew Kennedy stays right in there. Gets the working. Oh, he fouled it. That basket won't count.
Terry Holland really upset off of that bench.
Boy, if looks could kill, huh?
Watch it again right here. Andrew Kennedy with a basketball. Watch the block right here on the inside. Newman with 1 block. Kennedy gets it back. He did, Jim.
Yeah,
he took that little shuffle. Good call by Lindsey Wirtz. He kind of shifted his speed just underneath the basket.
21-19 is the score. 2-point lead by Richmond. Most they've led by is 2, but now they lead 21-19.
Cracks almost still fell.
Escape for Newman. And it's not going to count because Praxton was moving on the screen. Illegal pick. Now there are 5 players for Richmond with 2 fouls apiece. They're so conscious coaches are trying to get Newman free as he moves on the screen.
Watch Kratzer right there. He really powered his way. You've got to have your feet firmly established on the floor when you're setting the screen. You cannot be moving when that defensive man goes by you.
That's very effective pattern, though, Larry, double post. That fact of Richmond uses the 1-2-2 set. And Luke now by Whipper. Richmond again will try to add to its feet.
The idea now, Jim, they've been so patient here in the first half. No reason to get in early. They can begin to milk more of the clock.
Yes, 2 minutes to go in the first half. All looking for Newman. See Cratchit come right around, look up to him. Now Rodney Rice comes out there.
Jim, they get 3 shots from that angle. That post right over there. And every one of them, very easy. No defense around them. Excellent offensive run.
This time Richmond's led by 4. Minute and a half to go in the first half and showing 1:25 and counting. Jackie's all defense for the Spiders. Now Kennedy coming off the line scores and he's fouled. They have 3-point play and Kennedy comes up with a big play.
Well, he did it last night and he's done it several times for the Cavaliers. Finished second in the balloting last year in the ACC as the Rookie of the Year. Let's make his move right here. There's the foul and he went right on through with it and got the basket. Good concentration by Mel Kennedy.
Mike Nickey is down the post. That foul was against Rodney Rice, but I swear on the replay I didn't even see Rice's picture. But he gets charged with foul. Point for him. Johnson wants to lead. Just right on the inside. Newman, good block. And we got a jump ball. Virginia's ball. Desmond. What's this one?
Well, if you talk about a hustle, good move right there by Desmond to get back into the picture. Newman had nowhere to go. Back live action.
John Calloway now is back in fresh after a long rest in point guard. 1 minute to go on the half. She in the corner. Great foul there by Kennedy. They got offensive interference. The ball was the cylinder. Was hit by Kennedy. So that's possession of the Richmond. 3:22. Richmond leads.
Watch it again right here. Sheehy with a shot. It caroms around. Watch it roll around the rim. Just won't go in. There's the ball grabbed right there by Kennedy. It'll go over to Richmond.
23, 22, 120, 48 seconds to go. 39 seconds on the shot clock. Cannot wait for my shot. 12, 15 to go. We need to get inside. Rebound is down to Kennedy. Andrew Kennedy. 30 seconds to go on the game clock. Shot clock off. Virginia might wait down, just take one pop here, try to gain the lead. And get rid of it. Boy, no worse than one day.
Richmond back into that 2-3 zone, but you see Kratzer back up there. Desmond's at the top of the circle. He's up there with him.
Well, you don't want to go she or Mel Kennedy, I would guess. Get off that shot here.
So there we go. 6 seconds.
That's going to come away from the floater, and she is off just in time short. So the first in. And a scoring affair. Only 45-point win. So after this, Richmond 23, University of Virginia 22.
Tonight's special presentation is brought to you by Figgy International, a diversified... Hold it. There's a lot more to know about Figgy. Figgy? Well, just what do they do? Why they own Rawlings, Red Perry Sportswear, and other sports companies. Oh, but that's not all. No, they're also into gas masks, missiles, and even the space shuttle.
That's interesting, but
You haven't even heard half of it yet. Figgy International also owns Safeway Steel, Logan Company, Scott Figgy International, serving markets worldwide. From Richmond.
The Modern Corporation of America.
This week on the WRLH TV 35 Sunday Movie, there's Adventure at 1 with the Scarlet Pimpernel. And at 3, the Stern is gone. Middle-age crazy. Scarlett Pimpernel at 1 and Middle Waving at 3, all on the Sunday movie. WRLH TV 35.
I'm Don.
I'm Bill. I'm Jenny.
I'm Harold. We're Claus Brothers. No, we're not. We're the Statler Brothers, but we sure feel Santa Claus because we've got a huge Christmas present for everybody, and it's called the Statler Brothers Christmas Present. A catchy title. Yeah, it is. It's loaded with goodies like Merle Haggard, Crystal Gale,
Roger Miller, and Carol Lawrence,
and Gene Autry, and a rare TV appearance. So join us for a Christmas celebration full of music and memories. The Statler Brothers Christmas Present right here on this station.
Merry Christmas. Monday night at 8.
Arkansas meets Arizona State in the Holiday Bowl Sunday night at 8 on WRLH TV 35.
It's been a hard-fought first half, but one played very carefully between Virginia and Richmond has witnessed the score. Only 45 points between the teams. Outstanding defense and very selective shooting. 23-22, Richmond leads it by a point.
This is a decaffeinated coffee bean. If you don't know how your coffee gets decaffeinated, you could be leaving a lot to chance, because practically every coffee gets decaffeinated unnaturally. But not this one. It's naturally decaffeinated for pure coffee taste. Just read the label. If they don't tell you it's naturally decaffeinated, chances are they use something unnatural.
Nestle Decaf. Taste your way, naturally.
We've called in our shrimp boat to bring you Captain D's most popular shrimp offer. Our tender, bite-sized shrimp dinner. Lots of hand-bread, bite-sized fried shrimp with our special cocktail sauce, fries, and hush puppies. And look how little you pay for all of it.
They're bigger than the Red Lobster cone shrimp.
It's good. It's bite-sized and it's good. It tastes like shrimp.
Captain D's.
The Holiday Inn of downtown Richmond invites you to enjoy New Year's Eve the fun way, the Holiday Inn way. Have New Year's Eve dinner and party with friends at the Holiday Inn downtown Richmond. Enjoy a delicious dinner in the solarium room and then party down. All the fun, all the excitement of New Year's Eve is yours for just $50 per couple. Call the Holiday Inn of downtown Richmond at 644-9871 to make your reservations. Remember, the fun begins with 644-9871.
Spirit, tradition, business, sports. Rich is Richmond, Virginia, home of the Times-Dispatch, proud sponsor of this annual Invitational basketball tournament.
Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum, and coming up now, an old friend of mine, one of the fine writers here, college basketball in the South, Bill Millsaps with Larry Conley.
Thanks, Jim. We do have a friend here. This gentleman happens to be the sports editor of the Richmond Times-Dispatch, but he is also the president of the United States Basketball Writers Association. He's Mr. Bill Millsaps. Bill, the obvious answer, of course, is what do the basketball writers do? They write about basketball. Truly, what does your organization do?
The United States Basketball Writers Association is the largest writers organization in the country, and essentially USBWA represents the interest of basketball writers with various sports organizations and colleges and the NCAA. That's essentially what we do.
I know in your capacity you're always asking a lot of coaches and players about their opinions. I think it's kind of interesting to ask sports writers what their opinion of the state of basketball and college basketball in particular is like today, particularly with the negative publicity that's gone on recently.
Well, I think the state of the game is very healthy from a competitive standpoint. It used to be a top 20, and then it went to a top 30, and now I'm not sure that there shouldn't be a top 50. I think that the quality of competition nationwide is just fantastic. I think that there are some problems from a standpoint of overexposure of the game on that box there. And I think that it's showed up, I think, in what I read to be declining attendance figures around the country. So I think that that colleges have to wrestle with the problem of the overexposure of the game on television.
Bill, it has been an exciting game, though. The expansion of the NCAA tournament, I think, has created a lot of that.
I can remember going to the NCAA finals And it was a nice basketball tournament. Now it's a huge national media event. It's as big as the NFL Super Bowl. It's as big as the World Series. It's one of the great sports events in the country.
Okay. Stay with us. Bill's going to be back to talk a little bit more right after this break. Don't go away.
Mount Hood, Oregon and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Mount Hood means the best summer skiing in America. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place at Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this.
Arkansas meets Arizona State in the Holiday Bowl Sunday night at 8 on WRLH TV 35.
Yeah, that's it, all right. I recognize that any place. Looks just like me, slim, black, and dynamite!
We lucky we got 'em. Good time.
Weekdays at 5:30 on WRLH TV 35.
On the next 22-carat Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, Victoria Principal heads a galaxy of stars serving Love Unlimited on the charity tennis circuit. David Brenner shows Atlantic City high rollers how to chow down Philly style. And Clara Peller discovers there's more to life than beef. We'll jet to the superstars' getaway paradise of Maui. Then hear untold secrets of growing up Jackson style. Sister LaToya follows Brother Michael's glittering success. All on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Sunday at 5 on WRLH TV 35.
The Virginia Commonwealth University athletic program has made tremendous strides over the last decade. This has been accomplished through hard work and dedication. However, it also takes a great deal of money to operate a first-class athletic program. Help support our program by making a tax-deductible contribution to the VCU Athletic Fund. Send your donation to VCU Athletic Development, VCU Box 2003, Richmond, or call 257-1277 for further information.
Back here at halftime, Richmond leading Virginia by 1 in the Richmond Times-Dispatch championship game. We're visiting with Mr. Bill Millsaps, who is the president of the United States Basketball Writers Association. And Bill, lots of times you ask people what's their favorite team, their favorite players. Sports writers I know who cover basketball and have been around as long as you've been probably have their own favorite teams and favorite players.
Well, I happen to work in the Atlantic Coast Conference area, and I'm a college basketball follower, and so I guess my two favorite players as far as the players to watch in the time that I've been around this area, David Thompson at NC State and Michael Jordan at the University of North Carolina. Tremendously exciting players, and I enjoyed watching them very much.
How about the teams? Do you have any favorite teams?
Well, sure I do, but I guess I better not reveal who they are. But I think that in this, are you speaking of what I think of the teams standing and things like that?
The teams you've covered.
Oh, the teams that I've covered? Oh, I'd say the 1976-77 VMI Fighting Keydets. Well, my favorite group of people, I have to say that.
All right, Bill, thank you for visiting with us. I know that your favorite announcers are Conley and Thacker. We don't have a doubt about that. Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Larry. We're at halftime in Richmond of the Times-Dispatch Invitational, and Richmond trying for its first title ever, leading Virginia by a point, 23-22. We'll be right back.
Let me introduce you to a couple of brand new, never-before Hondas on the scene for 86 at Richmond Honda. First, the all-new Honda Civic Si. Program fuel-injected 12-valve engine, Michelin tires, moonroof, what a buggy. And the Prelude Si, cruise control, power windows, door locks, and mirrors, air stereo with cassette, rear spoiler, front air dam, a real sporty car. And Honda is reintroducing the push-button four-wheel drive wagon. Steel-belted radio 6-speed manual transmission, just 3 of 16 1986 Hondas available at your Civic-minded dealer.
Why are you here? We may have our differences, but when you're in trouble, I'm here. Thanks, brother.
The Amsterdam Connection. Saturday night at 11:30 on Action Theater on WRLH TV 35.
Well, that's the low-scoring story here in the finals of the Richmond Times-Dispatch Invitational, 23-22. This team, Virginia, trailing by 1 point, trying for its 5th Times-Dispatch Championship, and Richmond trying for its first ever. Let's look at the highlights of the first half. Remember, Virginia's the team in white, Virginia in the dark.
Good steal right here by Sheehy. He slapped it right into the hands of Johnson. Watch Johnson take the ball down the court. A good break right here. John Davis a little late getting over there. There's the three-point opportunity. Johnson with fist raised. Says, I got it. He's going to the line for the third one.
Well, he's the new JJ, the other one being Jeff Jones. Now, Richard, that's Newman working inside.
John Newman on a follow-up shot right there. He missed his own shot, went back and got it. Let's watch it once again as you see John Johnson handling the basketball. Good move right there, backward. He dished it right to Polynice, and it's a good speed. Polynice takes it up and lays it in.
Polynice playing on a little bit of a handicap because he had 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of action, about the first minute and a half, so they had to sit him down a lot. Those are the highlights of the first half. We'll check the statistics after this word with Richmond leading 23-22.
Listen, yeah, Doc, I think she's ready.
Okay. I'll be right over. In Markesan, Wisconsin, when a patient can't get to Dr. Lippert's office, Dr. Lippert brings his office to his patients.
Daddy, where is he?
And the office he relies on, a Subaru wagon. So happily on this night, Dr. Lippert delivered a healthy 72-pound cat.
Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. Now Midas would like to give you a brake to start your new year. First, a free brake inspection and a free estimate if any repairs are required. You'll get the famous Midas guarantee, and for a limited time, you'll get a $20 cash rebate on brake repairs at participating Midas shops. The $20 brake rebate is available at your world-class Midas muffler and brake shops in Richmond at 8259 Midlothian Turnpike, 4407 9 Mile Road, and 3700 Hull Street.
200 years ago, people started advertising in the newspaper, and it worked. 60 years ago, people started advertising with radio, and it worked. But in the past 40 years, advertisers have been able to combine the sight of newspapers with the sound of radio, and along with color and motion, it's called television. And it works, because television gives you more for your advertising dollar. Richmond Television gives you more.
Left offense, so I guess on a scale of 1 to 10 for beauty, this would rank about a 3, but it's been a hard defensive game, and the statistics might point those out, although both teams have played very, very close to the best.
Both of them under 50%. Richmond 10 of 22 at 45%. Virginia very cold 42.8%.
Only 43 shots between them.
Yeah, it is, Jim. And you look at the free throw shooting, and that also is very poor. Virginia 57%, Richmond 60%. Rebounding, Virginia getting beat badly on the boards. Richmond 17, Virginia 10.
Big surprise. Turnovers dead even, 8 apiece. So the big edge was in rebounding for Richmond. And even though this team is only 6'7", 6'5", 6'8" on their starting 5, they were able to hold their own. Newman, 11 points, having another great night. Very, very tough to stop him, and we'll see if Terry Holland comes up with something unusual here in the second half. As for Virginia, their top scorer in the game with 6 points is Sheehy. They're really bound to step. You see Polynice with only 2 points, and that's the effect perhaps of those 2 early fouls. He was just out of the game a lot.
Well, having him on the bench over there certainly benefited Richmond because they jumped up here with that 1-point lead. I think had he been in the ball game, it would have been a different situation.
Larry, he only played 9 minutes. Virginia's going to have a chance to win. They need Polynice in there for 15, 16 minutes at least.
Well, I'm sure Terry Holland at halftime really got on his club about this rebounding deficit that they're existed under right now. You don't go out there and win a basketball game and get out-rebounded by 7 rebounds right now.
Maybe in a way, Virginia's fortunate just to be 1 point behind. So 23-22 will be the count. And back we come. There's Dick Tarrant holding it up with his team for the last time. Look for this team to be in the NCAA. They play in the ECAC South, I think it is. And Terry Holland's got a tough road to compete against the ACC this year, rated by most experts the toughest league in the country.
know, they do, and I think both of these clubs have got outstanding clubs. They come on and they'll play well, getting ready to go into their conference play.
You're right, Larry. The ACAC South was changed this year to Colonial Athletic Association. So that's where they'll be competing. And they're against Navy, some of the other tough teams. 23-22. 1 point lead by Richmond. They control starting the second half.
Virginia back again man-to-man.
Now they got Andrew Kennedy on John Newman. Boy, Beckwith always looking for Newman. Here's Pratchett and over Polynice. Newman kept it alive, and now Callaway pulls it down for the Cavaliers, and Virginia's got a chance to regain the lead here on the first minute of the second half.
Richmond immediately back to that 2-1-2. Only a 2-1-2 because Polynice is right on the free throw line, and Cratchert's right with him. See, when the ball goes to the corner, Polynice automatically goes low to the block, and Cratchert is following him down there and fronting him, and it makes it very difficult to get the ball into Polynice at that point.
Playing open middle right now, but Richmond stays in that zone. Sheehy looking for Polynice underneath. Sims out of the corner after a fake. Rebound. Put up inside of Callaway. Nice block in there by Newman. Kept it alive for Davis. Here comes Beckles. Davis on his left, and down the middle, Newman. Good rebound by Sheehy. Right, it was. 23-22. Halftime score still up there. Richmond leading by a point. Richmond blew a good chance there to widen their lead. Outside, Derek Sims. Poor shot there by Davis.
But, Jim, again, Richmond had the basket surrounded. There was nobody there for Virginia.
It wasn't the Cavalier within mailing distance. 23-22. 1 point lead by Richmond. Davis wide open off the mark, and this ball's going to come right back to him.
You got to change balls. That's about 2 of the worst shots I've seen tonight.
Live on the basket. Here goes Newman. Over the backboard. Breaks the plane. Virginia's ball again. Opportunity to regain the lead. We played 2 minutes without a point. Wolford coming in now replacing Pratchett. Pratchett in the first half played 14 minutes. And Wolford was in there for 8.
Virginia trying to spread that Richmond zone defense. A little bit of a different look right now Richmond's giving them. Looks like more like a 1-3-1, and then they're matching up out of it.
Anytime the ball comes to Collins' side, they try to sprint it. And there's a moving of the pivot foot by Sims. That constitutes a travel and a turnover. Collins sneaking in the way with Sheehy as they get set up for the inbounds pass. Terry was released from the hospital only on December 12th. So I guess he feels lucky to be here tonight.
It was an unusual beginning for the second half. Neither club has hit a field goal yet. 1 over 4 Richmond, and Virginia's over 3. Had a strange turnover right there.
It's like going to a dance and not having any music. 17.5 minutes to go. Wolford powers in on Polynice. That's the first basket of the second half, and Richmond leads it by 3.
Polynice is going to have to get a little more aggressive than that, and otherwise Wilfro's going to take it right to him.
25-22, Richmond leads. Offense has been almost non-existent so far. In the second half. She flashes in the middle. She makes a nice move. Rebound. She follows up by Polynice, and that's their first and only flurry on the offensive board.
That might be a turnaround for Virginia. They need something like that. It was Kennedy and Polynice both up there.
Oh, Wolford got a great move on Polynice.
Well, he's giving Polynice a clinic right now on how to play the post. And if Polynice doesn't come out and get him, he's going to be doing that all night long.
27-24 Richmond. Spiders determined here to win their first Times Dispatch title. Never won it. It's the 10th one they played in.
That's what you got to do. Penetrate that zone and find the opening. Callaway does that, and he does it well.
He had Sims in the back door, but Sims just a half step too late. Inside Sheehy, batted away by Newman, and a loose ball was run out for Richmond. You don't think of Newman's defensive play, Larry, but he makes some big defensive plays.
Yeah, it was interesting that time. He slapped the ball while it was down at the waist of Sheehy, and that's what kept the ball alive for Richmond, and it went off the leg of Sims.
Beckwith passed the ball to Handler, but he's been zipped so far in scoring. Shut out again tonight. Up to this point, there's some pushing inside. They get Andrew Kennedy for his second personal foul. First one against the Cavaliers this half. Virginia been to 8 straight postseason tournaments. They wound up in the quarterfinals of the NIT last year. If they get the postseason this year, they will have had a great year. There's a rest right now for Derek Sims. So Mel Kennedy's back in the lineup. Woolfolk again. Double. Oh, nice fake by Woolfolk. Newman had a dead tip there. He couldn't hold it. It's going to go out of bounds to Virginia, and Richmond fans thought Polynice the guy that got it last.
How about that fake by Woolfolk to get Polynice up there? Then Newman missed the stuff.
27-24.
Trap right now. Davis out front trying to get the ball, and he kicked it.
Ball was kicked. That means they restart the shot clock.
You know, out of that 2-3 zone, Richmond does a lot of things with it. They match up out of it. They can trap out of it. I don't know what their signals are to get them started, but Davis that time gave you a little bit different look coming out and trapping Callaway out front with Beckwith.
Here's Beckwith running into a chaser. Now he drops back into 2-3. Callaway passed him a shot there. Sheehy, a 15-footer. Push off underneath by Newman. Well, Newman gets his second. Newman's a clever player, and the clever players get away with a lot sometimes, but that time he didn't.
The clever players don't get away with it when you're standing right in front of the referee, and that's what happened right here. You'll see right here him pushing away. Lenny Wirtz is only 3 feet away.
You know, good players do that, though. They force their opponent, once they're blocked out, under the basket, which in effect takes him out of rebounding position, even though he had the inside track, and that's exactly what Newman was doing. 27-24.
Virginia's attacking this 2-3 zone with a 1-3-1. Sheehy flashed up in the middle. He and Polynice both standing at the free throw line there. One guy can guard 2 people.
Yeah, that was a mix-up with that pattern. Callaway penetrating. They dish it off to Sheehy.
Good active zone by Richmond. Boy, they really moved. They're a quick bunch of kids, Jim. They really moved the zone very, very well.
Shot clock down now to 15 seconds. Now Kennedy, he'll put it in the air and hit. Now Kennedy. He got 5 points in the first half. Steal by Kennedy. Kennedy driving. Taken away by Rice. Back the other way. 4-on-1. Beckwith feeding to Rice for the layup. 29-26. Again, Richmond goes up by 3.
Good play right there. Rice got hit in the shoulder, and he lost the ball, and then came back, retrieved it, and got the basket back. Sort of redeemed himself.
Early in the second half, we are from Richmond. That's a walk by Sheehy. Sheehy saw that opening on the baseline, a little bit anxious, and he got started too quick with the feet. We'll be coming back here with Richmond up by 3.
Fulfill your fantasy of the perfect holiday season with 50% off designer fashions from JCPenney. Just imagine greeting your holiday guests in the distinctive, innovative sophistication of Halston 3. Lee Wright is right in the spirit of the season, too, with his collection of lively, updated sportswear for juniors. And Wyndham takes tailored career separates and adds a fresh flair of professionalism for misses and petites. For gifts with style, don't miss the JCPenney 50% off designer sale going on now.
We've called in our shrimp boats to bring you Captain D's most popular shrimp offer, our tender, bite-sized shrimp dinner. Lots of hand-breaded, bite-sized fried shrimp with our special cocktail sauce, fries, slaw, and hush puppies. And look how little you pay for all of it.
They're bigger than the Red Lobster popcorn shrimp.
It's good. It's bite-sized and it's good. It tastes like shrimp.
Captain D's, a great little seafood place.
Tonight's special presentation is brought to you by Figgy International, a diversified... Hold it. There's a lot more to know about Figgy.
Figgy? Well, just what do they do anyway?
They do. Why, they own Rawlings, Fred Perry Sportswear, and other sports companies. Oh, but that's not all. No, they're also into gas masks, missiles, and even the space shuttle.
That's interesting, but...
But you haven't even heard half of it yet. Figgy International also owns Safeway Steel, Logan Company, Scott Huber, you may know us by different names. Figgy International, serving markets worldwide. From Richmond.
Thermometer Corporation of America. Well, they're either playing some great defense here or the shooting touch is universally off by both teams. And the second half, Richmond 33%, Virginia a chilly 25%.
How about the turnovers, Jim? We were dead even at 8 apiece in the first half. Richmond has 1 more. Virginia's added 3.
Well, Virginia, it's been a story for Virginia this year. They had 109 turnovers coming into this game in 7 games.
In fact, I think they had more turnovers than all their opponents.
Full court pressure now by the Cavaliers. Man to man. Beckwith being picked up by Callaway. Newman still being guarded by Andrew Kennedy.
Now Polynice way out on the floor with Woolfolk. Might want to exploit that. Get Polynice away from the basket, leave Newman inside, and get him the ball.
Good solid man-to-man, though, by Virginia.
It really is. They're using a stack offense, and they're popping somebody loose, screening across, and trying to find somebody open down underneath.
Shot clock now is down to 12 seconds. Here's Newman, that spin around we talked about. Boy, he can leave the floor with his back to the basket and wind up facing the square away. And that's the biggest lead that Richmond's had. 5 points. 31-26.
They immediately packed that zone back inside. Now you see Woolfolk playing that middle. Sheehy trying to get down inside on that block. They move Polynice to the wing and try to find somebody. Now Kennedy moves low on the block.
Oh, knocked away by Beckwith, pulled down by Woolfolk. Very smart defense by Dick Tarrant. Against this Virginia team whose power lies the inside with Richmond ahead. That zone is a very effective weapon right at the moment for the Spiders. Good reversal around the Beckwith. Screen for Newman. He was too open.
I'd say he won't miss that shot too much this year.
31-26 or any other year. 13 minutes to go in the game. Virginia's got some catching up to do. They're down by 5. Biggest lead by either team.
Well, really finding it hard to get him inside.
There's Polynice inside. Newman trying to draw the charge, but it just wasn't there. 6 points for Polynice. Leads at 3. Here's Woolfolk taking it up from the left side. Oh, you got to be impressed with this young guy who was Rookie of the Year in what was then the ECAC South.
Jim, he's a super sub. Came off the bench last night and had a good night. He's doing it again tonight for the Cavaliers.
Well, he's like a 6-starter. Good touch pass. A great move in there by Woolfolk again.
That's 2 consecutive bad passes by Sheehy. He's thrown the ball away twice.
Davis tapped that ball off to Beckwith. Richmond's got a chance to get a 7-point lead. In a game like this, that's a pretty good sizable margin. 12 minutes to go in the game. Screen again for, there he is again, Newman, like you say.
Like I said, he won't miss that shot too often. He got that one.
15 points for Newman. Richmond leads it by 7, the biggest lead. And Virginia wants a timeout. So the Cavaliers have to circle the wagons here. Richmond has jumped in the game's biggest lead at 35-28.
Running smooth and silent, Exxon, Exxon. Running strong and sure, Exxon, Exxon. Running smooth and easy, running with the tiger.
For our highest octane unleaded premium ever, try Exxon Extra. It quiets knocks and pings for smooth performance.
Running smooth and easy, Exxon.
Holden Polynice comes back on the floor with Virginia. Time to check in now to see the old leading scorers and how they're faring in this game. Polynice first. You saw his average there, 14.3. and John Newman, who's averaging 23. So Polynice being held in check. Newman with 15 points. And by virtue of that, Richmond has got the biggest lead of the game, 35-28.
Richmond changes zone defenses again. They went away from their 2-3, and it's a 1-3-1. Pretty much of a matchup out of it because Sheehy's in the middle. Good move by Callaway.
Callaway and a charge. Boy, that was a great block set up there to draw the charge by Rodney Rice. Number 1 on Callaway.
Well, when you get a penetrating guard like Callaway, you got to find an opportunity to get set against him. Watch him. He takes the move. Rice right, ever alert, standing there, took the charge. Callaway with a foul.
I don't think Callaway ever saw him. Full court pressure now by Virginia. Man-to-man press. You have to pull away when this little guy gets the ball. Greg Beckman, he's a beautiful dribbler. He can handle that basketball. There's a push off on the inside, and I think it's going to be on Davis. 3 fouls on John Davis. Clearing out space. Dick Parent now cheering his team. There are the turnovers.
And not only Polynice's inability to score, but also the turnovers are creating problems for Virginia, and that's why Richmond has that lead.
Well, Richmond just got that one. Turned it over to the Cavaliers, leading by 7. See if Virginia can cash in. Johnson tries to penetrate. Texas with a gamble, but right back in there.
Now they have Polynice open right there.
Yeah, they want to get to Polynice. Johnson takes the perimeter shot. And up goes Davis with the ball for Richmond. Virginia got one tap followed in, and then came John Davis flying. 7-point lead Richmond. Over the back goes Mel Kennedy. Kennedy thought he got a lot of ball there, but he also got part of John Newman. Number 2 on Mel Kennedy. 3rd of this half against Virginia.
Richmond being very smart on offense. They're trying to exploit or take advantage of any situation they can create on the inside. They got Kennedy pinned that time, and he went right over the back. Foul situation now. Team fouls right now, 3 on Virginia, and I've got 2 right now on Richmond. Is that correct, Jim?
That's right. Richard Morgan's now in the lineup for Virginia. There he is, picking up Beckwith's top of the zone.
Change of defense now by the Cavaliers. They've gone to that zone defense, perhaps to force the ball a little bit more outside, see if they can shoot. They being Richmond.
Newman playing that left wing. He can score from there as well as he can on the inside.
Good block by Kennedy.
Nice block by Mel Kennedy. What an athlete he is.
They reset the clock, Jim. They reset the clock.
On the block. So they barred another... on the block shot, you reset. Here's Newman on the perimeter. He can do it.
Can he do it?
17 points for Newman. 37-28. Richmond by 9.
That's 17 of the 37 they've got.
Well, he's only 11 behind Virginia. Put it that way. Lobs inside, knocked down by Rice, but the alert junior John Johnson pulls it down. Johnson penetrating, dishes to Kennedy, and batted out by Newman. There's another fine defensive play by John Newman.
There's a little bit of everything for this club. Not only is he a great shooter, but defensively, his rebounding, his shot blocking ability. Well, where would they be without John Newman?
One thing for sure, if Richmond wins this game, it'll be no contest for the MVP. Might not be anyway. Polynice on the pass inside.
Good feed that time by Morgan. He got it right where he wanted to. Polynice making the break across the lane.
Polynice was held to 2 points in the first half, mainly because of the fouls. Played only 9 minutes. Now picked up 3 this half.
Virginia back into their man-to-man defense. Immediately the recognition of the defense by Richmond, and they go to their stack offense.
Wolford mishandles the ball, but scoops it up. Beckwith open, hasn't scored yet tonight. And there's a personal foul against Richmond. It's either Wolford or Davis. I think it's Wolford. That'll be the 3rd on Peter Wolford.
Watch it again. Beckwith cannot buy a basket. Hadn't hit one all night. Good rebound by Sheehy. There's the foul by Wolford on the inside. Good effort by Sheehy to get in position to get that rebound. Richmond needs to begin to assert themselves on the board. They're really not going after those rebounds as strongly as they should. They're a bigger club, and they ought to be pounding the glass right now against Richmond.
Well, they're leading by 7, but Virginia's a team. You don't want to leave the door open too often for them. They'll jump right in there. They've been against tough competition. Here's Coliseum open again. Goes right up and is fouled by Newman. 3 fouls on John Newman that got him with the body.
Well, I tell you what, you want to see a good block up top and foul with the body. Watch it right here. Newman across the lane, got up there and got a lot of the ball.
Let's look at another angle, see that body contact. Yeah. Came right down on top of him, so Polonese will go over the line. Polonese played his high school ball in New York. He came to this country at age 7 and didn't play until he was 14 years old, but he's developed into a solid center for Virginia. Very emotional young fellow. Averaging over 8 rebounds a game, over 14 points. Came in here leading Virginia block shots with 9. Can get the margin down to 5. That'd be 4 straight points by Virginia, and they might have a comeback in the making. That's double figures now for Polonese. Means he scored double figures in every game this year for Virginia. Beckwith beats the press on the 10-second count. And Newman now gets into double team trouble and reach-in foul. That's on Andrew Kennedy. Doesn't believe it, does he?
Watch it again right here. Good dish off. Watch him take it. I thought the foul could have been incurred or could have been called right there the first time. Yeah, got him the second time around.
Poetic justice, maybe.
Yeah, watch it again. Watch Kennedy make the move. That's where he got him right there. And then Johnson, they got him trapped right there. No reason to reach in because he can't go anywhere.
3 fouls on Andrew Kennedy. He's been a big defensive player for Virginia, although Newman has scored 17 points, so he hasn't stopped him by any means.
A little magician out front handling the ball. Beckwith, he can really take care of it. Try it again.
Tries again. Finally connects. That's his first points tonight. He's only averaging 3.5 points a game, so when he scores, it's news, but he can run that attack. 51 assists, only 17 turnovers coming into this game. That's a marvelous ratio.
Richmond stays with that zone defense. Really causing problems for the Cavaliers. They can't seem to get it inside.
Kennedy, that's Andrew Kennedy, rebound, taken away by Morgan, then fumbles it off foul. Morgan is active, isn't he?
You know what caused that? Beckwith. He slapped it up in the air, and Morgan couldn't get control of it, and he stepped right on the line. Richmond got the ball back.
Wolford comes back in with his 3 fouls. 7:45 remaining. Dick Tarrant's Spiders trying to hold on here, win their first Times Dispatch tournament ever in 10 tries. Well, they beat the 10-second call by getting it over in 9 seconds. Pressure beginning to take some effect for Virginia.
Getting a stack offense by Richmond. They'll pop somebody out and screen across. Look for Newman.
Newman posted that time. There's Newman.
Well, look how patient they are on offense, Jim. They just go down, they go to their knitting, they set their screens, people popping out. Watch them try to hit that jump shot. They want that 15, 18-foot jump shot.
Right now, Beckwith beginning to look for his shot a little more. Wrong one by Rice. Wasn't the shot they worked for. Good defense by Virginia. 39-32, Richmond. Under 7 minutes remaining. Taken away by Rice. Looked like he might have kicked that ball, but he apparently didn't.
Jimmy, he didn't intentionally do it. If the guy who was throwing the pass just bounced it off of his leg, it's a live ball. You can pick it up and go the other way.
Nice try to the inside of Wolfen. And now Richard Morgan has it for Virginia, and he's fouled on the play. That foul will be on John Davis. Number 4 on Davis, who's a very important rebounding player for Richmond.
Well, a great opportunity here for Richmond to stretch that lead up to 9. They couldn't get it to drop, and it was an easy shot. Not real easy, though, because Polonese was there to try to block it. There's the foul committed by Davis.
Clock shows 6:34 remaining. There's the foul trouble situation. 4 by Davis. First one to get that. There are the others in trouble. Mel Kennedy off the dribble hit. Mel Kennedy's 9th point. 39-34. Virginia again back within 5. Down low, Newman fading away and hitting. 19 points for John Newman.
Kennedy got his baseline, and he says, I've seen yours, now you can see mine. And he went to the baseline and turned around and threw it in. Great shot.
He showed him nothing but his heels. 41-34. Inside, Coliseum, post and low, swarm. Offensive foul, Coliseum, and he gets his third. Well, Coliseum committed 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game and does pick up his third. Now, Terry Holland wants some pressure defense down here.
Watch it again. He is surrounded by blue shirts, and he just simply ran right over Woolfolk.
That's a tough guy to run over.
Yeah, we can hand out an Academy Award, too. You know.
It's like the Germans trying to run over Patton. 41-34. 7:20. Oh, backdoor cut to Kratzer, driving hard, blocking foul. They got in there too late, and Polynice gets 2 in about 4 seconds, and now he has 4.
Boy, is Virginia in trouble if this guy goes down. He's late getting there, and there's his second foul in less than 10 seconds.
So Polynice in danger of going out with almost 6 minutes remaining.
Jim Richmond doing a good job of handling the press that time. Did you see the ball movement, how it hit the center of the court? Then they went down the side to Kratzer, and he went in for the layup. Good ball movement on the part of Richmond against that Virginia zone defense.
Well, Richmond not getting much production out of this guy point-wise tonight. That's Kratzer's first point of the game, averaging 8.6 on the year. There's Newman. As the ball knocks away and out of bounds. Richmond out of inbound play here. And an 8-point lead. 42-34.
They're even getting off the block quicker on the free throw. Newman up and got that rebound, and Virginia had the inside position.
Well, looks like Cinderella is going to come up with the glass slippers here, perhaps. 5:45 remaining from Richmond, Virginia Coliseum. Finals of the Times Dispatch tournament. Jim Pack and Larry Conley here. And here's Richmond letting go with Newman as Richmond leads the game 42-34. And here comes Virginia. Andrew Kennedy from the corner. And up goes Polynice. Oh, Polynice having a big second half. 10 points this half. 12 on the game. 42-36. Fans thought there was a travel there as Beckwith lost his footing. And a slap on the wrist by Morgan.
So throughout this whole second half, Richmond has really had the pressure applied to them by Virginia, but they haven't broken. They've continued to hang in there, run their offense, play good, tough, tight zone defense. Now Virginia, I think, beginning to become a little bit unraveled.
Well, Terry Holland is distressed about the way his team's running its offense. He's really, look at him. Terry gets that grim look on his face. His players know he means business. All of us happy, though, to see Terry here. Had to be hospitalized again with a stomach disorder this year. Remember the problems he had last year. Rodney Rice on the line. They have sort of a thing going at Richmond home games. When Rice scores, they throw Rice on the floor.
So if somebody throws water on top of that, that'd be a difficult thing to clean up.
Glad they don't have a player named Buffalo, right? 43-36. Richmond could get an 8-point lead.
Be tough to run on the floor, you're right.
Sheehy grabs the rebound. Virginia's got to get started cutting into this lead. There's just 5 minutes to go.
Ooh, almost a steal that time by Beckwith.
Kennedy off the dribble, Mel Kennedy.
Well, Kennedy's got that running one-hander down pat. He does that about as well as anybody I've seen.
Yeah, you can just see him trying to take charge of this game, too, Larry. He's a winner. Here goes Beckwith again. That's 2 in a row. Little guy's hit. Greg Beckwith. Unexpected scoring source here for Richmond. 45-38. Here comes Kennedy. Slapped away by Beckwith, but he gets the arm. I don't know whether they're pointing at Beckwith or they're pointing over there at Wolford. Let's see. It's a Wolford. That'll be 4 on Peter Wolford, who's been a key player in this game. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Not much time remaining with Richmond holding the lead now by 7 points. Timeout on the floor. Richmond 45, Virginia 38. And is it the year for the Spiders finally to win in their hometown? We'll see.
probably already know that beer is made from barley. Well, this is what it looks like. Now, most brewers buy their barley. One's different. One brewer grows all its own barley, and has for over 40 years. Now, why is that? I mean, why not just buy the barley? Hey, barley's barley, isn't it?
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. Now Midas would like to give you a break to start your new year. First, a free brake inspection and a free estimate if any repairs are required. You'll get the famous Midas guarantee, and for a limited time, you'll get a $20 cash rebate on brake repairs at participating Midas shops. The $20 brake rebate is available at your world-class Midas muffler and brake shops in Richmond at 8259 Midlothian Turnpike, 4407 9 Mile Road, and 3700 Hall Street.
You always hurt the one you love.
People have a love-hate relationship with their cars. They love them, but they don't always treat them right. Yet amazingly, over 90% of all Subarus registered since 1974 are still on the road. Now imagine how much longer they would last if people didn't love them so much.
Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Join us as our cameras go to Birmingham, Alabama. Old Dominion will take on UAB, and that's a matchup of the top 2 teams in the preseason predicting in the Sun Belt Conference. So join us for that action. Check your local listings.
Turkey on January 4th.
Now, I said after you stuffed yourself with turkey. Don't you usually go about 10 days in a row?
Sure. Mel Kennedy having an awfully good second half. Always somebody has to step forward and take the leadership position, and he's doing it for Virginia right now. But they need a little bit more, but they're still down by 7.
Here's Kennedy drawing a double team. Now Morgan from the opposite side. Rebound, grabbed by Davis.
Well, Richmond's getting everything coming off of the glass.
Hey, Richmond's the driver's seat of this game. Shooting's pretty even here in the second half right now for the game. Inside Kratzik.
Good idea. Bring it out, Beckwith, and run it again.
They'd like to get the 5th foul on Polonese, get the big guy out of the game. So almost goes Kratzik wide open. Polonese had to lay off. 9-point lead by Richmond, 47-38.
Jim, with each tick of that clock, the pressure begins to build and mount against Virginia. They're going to have to start to react and do something.
Sheehy's jump hook won't go. Out of bounds to Virginia. Kratzik must have gotten it last. Well, Terry Holland's team was really rolling, 4 straight wins. Then came a tough loss to Duke. They were beaten pretty badly in the second half. 57 points in the second half by Virginia Tech. And now it looks like they're going to go down for the 3rd time here tonight at the hands of Richmond after winning last night. Sheehy, triple T. Out of the corner comes Morgan. Rebound, lost out by Davis. Holland, still a good job.
Pretty good job of faking by John Davis right there. He had the crowd believing it was supposed to go the other way, but the official, Hank Armstrong, knew better.
Second time Richmond's led by 9. Boy, Virginia needs a basket badly.
A 2-3 zone really has been a nemesis for them. Good penetration, but he lost it.
Got out of control. Hey, Johnson tried to make a play that wasn't there. Now see if Richmond runs down a little bit of clock.
You know they will. It's approaching the 3-minute mark.
Well, they keep an eye field here for John Newman. Having another big scoring night. Newman's got 19 so far.
Now, Davis made no attempt to even go to the basket then.
Back door, Davis. Steve just brings it right back out. Shot clock's at 12.
Look at that pass to Kratzik. Oh, he missed it.
Polonese, brought down the house. 2-on-1. Jones. Got Morgan on his right, but charged by Jones. Or Johnson, that is. John Johnson's got out of control.
Jim, I want you to notice how quickly Davis gets in position to draw this charge. Right there. Boy, he knew it. Johnson knew it, too. He didn't even turn around and protest.
John Johnson.
I'm not too sure he didn't travel, Jim, just prior to the charge.
Which would have been a better option for them. First foul, though, on John Johnson. His nickname is JJ, and, of course, the original JJ at Virginia was Jeff Jones, who was an assistant coach a year ago. think he still works for the team. 47-38, 9-point lead by Richmond. Richmond going for the long pass to Newman. Here's Newman down there against Morgan. They must have had that one set. As Newman released, and he let the pass go. Oh, thrown away. Virginia takes the turnover. Here's Johnson. Johnson again.
Good move by Johnson, right down the heart of it.
47-40, Virginia stays alive. Over 2 minutes remaining. Fractured flash.
How about Beckwith handling that break? He got his numbers on the left and right, and he jumped to the left for Scratcher.
49-40. There was a day when Virginia's team under Tay Harlan will tell you if the Keys in the 50 were going to win it. Might not get to the 50s tonight. Callaway, Newman with a rebound. Now Virginia's going to have to go to pressure defense. Richmond will try to milk down the clock. Watch Pratchett cleared back out. They're going to spread the court out now. Open middle, forcing Virginia to come out and guard him. Down the middle goes Rice to Pratchett. Little slam, and he's fouled. Paganini's out of the game. Well, that could be the one that drove the last nail. Listen to this. Wow. Paganini's out of the game. Transfert with a slam dunk that could put it out of reach for Virginia. And they'll have a chance to add to the margin. 11-point lead Richmond.
This is a highly partisan University of Richmond crowd here because they're playing the city of Richmond. Not too often you get into Richmond and University of Virginia playing that they wouldn't have the preponderance of the number of people here, but obviously more Richmond fans here than Wahoo fans.
Bradford will try for the three-point play. 7 points, all here in the second half. Too much for Virginia to overcome. There was a timeout whistle right after that basket. 1:35 remaining. Maybe there wasn't a timeout.
That was a substitute coming in.
Okay.
They blew the whistle to stop play, and Johnson never heard it. He went in to lay it up.
Well, Terry Holland and the Cavaliers look like they're going to have to regroup after these last 4 games. Turnovers there in the second half kind of tell the story, don't they? Little Beckwith out there keeping the pressure on. 1:30, not allowing Virginia time to set up quickly.
Well, good defense right now by Richmond. Very active zone defense. It's been that way all night long.
She can't hold it. Another turnover. 13th one by Virginia here in the second half. 1 minute, 21 seconds to play. Now they release again, and here is Woolfolk, and he is fouled. Well, at the play a moment ago by Cratchit didn't do it, but it seems almost a certainty that that one will.
Jim, how about that pass? It went 94 feet, and it was a perfect pass.
Boy, it was. There's a chance for a three-point play by Peter Woolfolk.
There's a triumvirate of unhappy people right there.
Yeah, the gathering gloom settling around the Virginia bench here in Richmond. Well, Richmond's waited a long time for this moment. 10 years to be exact.
Longer than that, I thought.
Well, I guess Virginia, right, but I'm talking about this tournament. Val Kennedy. Johnson, perimeter jump shot. John Johnson, with 1 minute to go, cuts the margin down to 12. 14-point lead is the biggest. Now Richmond doesn't need any more shots. They just run out the time here, and it's elementary. There's a foul, 2 shots. Intentional foul by Callaway to stop the clock. And we'll go to the line.
Jimmy, you got to give Dick Tarrant an awful lot of credit for the preparation of this basketball game. He came out here really prepared to play Virginia. He did exactly what he had to do. He took the ball inside when he had to in the first half to Newman. In the second half, they've been able to handle that Virginia pressure against a club that really goes to wars in those ACC games and probably plays against a much better group of competition. But they came out here tonight very well prepared.
Well, it's going to be, as far as this tournament's concerned, a history-making night for them in a city of history. Patrick Henry sounded the call for freedom here in this town, and Poe wrote his poem, so they're used to that here in Richmond. 55-42, Richmond. They're going to win in impressive fashion. This game is a lot closer, and that score's going to indicate. Callaway to Kennedy. He doesn't miss many opportunities, 13 points. He's now moved ahead of Polynice for scoring honors for the Cavaliers. 30 seconds to go. Richmond's got this one put away in the victory column. It'll be 8 in a row. Not since 1934 as Richmond opened with this many wins in a row. That year, the Spiders went undefeated, 20-0. That's the best start they've had since then, and that's 50 years, 51 years. And last defeated Virginia there, you see, in 1968. As Larry said, that's 17 years ago. So this is, oh, how sweet it is time for Richmond. 8 points for Rodney Rice. Just about his average. He gets 10 a game. 23 seconds to go. 12-point lead. Now another substitute coming in. They give a hand here to Beckwith as he goes out. Joe Ruck replaces him. Nice fighting in there on the follow-up by Callaway. We may be leaving it quickly here at the end of the game, and if we are, don't miss this opportunity on behalf of Larry and all the guys with the cameras and the trucks to wish you a very nice Christmas.
We certainly do. And it's been a nice white one here for us in Richmond. I know where I'm going back to Atlanta, it will not be a white Christmas.
But it'll be a nice one, Larry. So you and Laurie and the guys have a big Christmas.
Thank you. You and Pam.
Callaway. And they're congratulating the guys on the Richmond bench. Davis just went out, along with Newman. Another big night for Newman, 19 points. And Kratcher, this guy's been a big player for Richmond here in the second half. He didn't score at all in the first half, and now he's got 9. Happy Spider. You ever see a happy spider before? Yeah. 4 seconds to go. 12 points to lead by Richmond, and Callaway will not get off the shot, so 12 points is the margin. And the final here is 58-46. Richmond's very first Heisman Match Championship and the 10th anniversary. There's the final again, and we'll be right back after this message.